you.
You're welcome.
You guys are live.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Where'd you get these at?
These are from Miss M's Macrame. I took mine off just so I don't clink.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do that.
All right, let me get this shared here. I'm kind of a little backwards. Janice is going to come over and do a giveaway in a little bit too.
Okay. Birthdays today and I don't know. Take it.
Good morning, Gilbert.
Good morning, Gilbert.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
And Mary Jane. Hello, Jean.
I have 2 birthdays. Do you have a thing for me? Thank you.
Have a bonus pin for me over there?
Sure. Yeah, they all felt they were falling down.
Thank you. I like that.
Hi, Nell. She said from the
Hello.
frozen state of Iowa. All right, ready?
Yep. Welcome to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer Blackwell.
And I'm Teresa Straub.
We are here live on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and the FTS Automotive Facebook Live feed. Good morning, everyone.
Yes, if you are not currently following us on Facebook Live, we encourage you to do so. It's just a way to get a behind the scenes of what goes on when Z93, Outlaw Country, and MonsterMediaYuma.com all go to commercial break. Jennifer and I stay live the entire hour.
That's right. And Thursdays are a little busy because Teresa runs the board for the city show. And then we do that quick transition over. And in addition to her normal switch over stuff, I bring my laptop back in. We hosed everything down with Lysol.
Everybody is sick right now. I can't stand it.
You know, I shared something the other day, and it was shared by a friend, and it was one of those, if you have these symptoms, stay home from work, stay home from school, don't go shopping, stay home from any civic events.
Yes.
And people are like, well, good luck with that. My child has a test. Well, you're the parent. That's ultimately your responsibility. They said, well, good luck telling the school that. I go, right now, we probably have a large amount of children that are out sick. Some schools are already back in session.
Yes. Yeah, there is some schools that are back in session, but I know even before they went on the holiday break, they were already experiencing some of those cold symptoms. The change of weather was making people get sick. And I know that they were very appreciative when we'd call and say, hey, my child's not feeling well. We're going to keep them home. Because it's a domino effect. One gets sick, then they get the parents sick, and then they get the other kids sick. So it's better just to keep all those germs at home.
Well, we want to bring you some good news, and that means giveaways.
Yes, we have lots of giveaways.
That's right. We are still manning that text contest line. We will be doing the drawing tomorrow for 4 Phoenix Suns tickets to the January 12th game. Suns versus Rockets. It is an 8:30 game, so if you have to work that day, you probably still get off in plenty of time. If you are the winner, to head on up to the Phoenix area. Again, we're drawing a winner tomorrow at noon. For complete rules, you can visit MonsterMediaYuma.com, and the ticket value is 4 tickets, so you can take a few family members, a few friends, people you like. It always makes it more fun.
Yes, usually if you like them.
The ticket value is $150. All you need to do is text the keyword SUNS, S-U-N-S, to 928-343-0993. And you have to make sure you get that area code in there, too. Otherwise, it won't go through.
No, it'll try and text our contest line, which is usually off the hook, so it won't get anywhere. Make sure you put the 928 in front of it. And also, make sure you just have the keyword itself. No emojis, no punctuations, no signatures, anything like that. You won't get the bounce back. And we get so many entries that it's kind of hard to go through and kind of say, hey, make sure, why don't you resend this? So definitely, without all the stuff, just the keyword itself.
And just a reminder, we also have some giveaways coming up. These will be via phone. Our Foodielicious Janice will be Contestlicious. She's going to come run the phones for us here in a little bit.
Phonelicious.
Anita, our WTF Anita, is running the Facebook Live camera. So
Yes.
we all wear many hats around here, but they will be tickets for the You Got Lucky tribute to Tom Petty tomorrow at Coca Casino. These, you do have to be 21 to win.
Sounds good.
All right, today is January 4th, and you have a couple birthdays on your list.
I do. I want to wish my cousin Jennifer Bailey Camarena. She, from now and then, she's in Texas, so she pops in on Facebook Live every now and then. So, cousin Jennifer, I want to wish you a very happy birthday. And my god brother, Louis Gill, Lou Bob, we want to wish you a very happy birthday.
And I have Fred Dameyer on my list celebrating a birthday, and this next individual is no longer with us, but my Uncle Wade he was born, he would have been 46 this year.
Oh.
There was, my grandpa was married a couple times, and my mom's mom passed away, so grandpa remarried after that. And so I have an uncle that's not quite a year older than me, but he passed away. I think he was already 17. I was still 18. So very, very tragic time there. But, you know, he's hanging out with some of the greatest up there.
And we get to celebrate him still.
That's right. Well, today is also National Missouri Day, and I've been there.
Really?
We backed the car up in Missouri.
Oh, my goodness.
There you go. And
I've never been.
I
I've
believe
been to
we had a
Mr. Samuels.
layover at the Kansas City airport when we went to Iowa and Nebraska back in 1996. It's been a while. We were trying to find a bowling alley. I was meeting up with a friend, and hang on, let's back up. I go, technically, we can say that we actually drove there, but it's National Missouri Day. This next one, I think a lot of support in this room, National Spaghetti Day.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It does sound good.
That's a
had
good
that
dinner
last
idea.
But
Did you really?
Spaghetti and
remember,
meatballs.
I already made lunch plan ideas because we need to pick up something in order to trap feral cats.
Yes, I'm so excited. I know it sounds funny, but you know, we've been talking about the different kitties that we have in our courtyard, and a couple of them are kind of close to our heart, and we're finally have the opportunity to actually trap them and get them fixed, and so we will be.
We're going to be trying that.
We're going to try that, and I think we'll be okay because they trust us, and hopefully they don't hate us afterwards, but it's for their own good.
It is, especially, you know, we've got some baby making factories out there. We've seen some that have had litters over the years, and we have tried on at least 3 different occasions to catch a couple of them. We're hoping that we have the trick down.
Yeah, we heard a trick, so we're going to try the trick and cross our fingers that it works.
So if we are not on Facebook Live in the morning, it's because we're nursing our scratches. No, we have traps. We're going to be doing so properly because dealing with feral cats can often be dangerous.
Yes, it can.
And we had one years ago, and it was this little starving cat, and I named him Bag of Bones, so I called him Bob. And we tried to catch him and take him down to the Humane Society, which was probably 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And he bit me.
Oh.
And I didn't think anything of it, but when we got to the Humane Society, I was with a coworker, and they said, well, did it bite you? I said, yeah, but you can't even tell it's so little. They said, that's the problem. Cat teeth are so small, the puncture wound will, you'll have a wound, and then it closes up over the top, but they have so much bacteria in their mouths, so you could get a raging infection.
Yeah.
They would not let me leave until I soaked my hand in a kind of bacitracin solution for 5 minutes straight.
Wow.
And then they let me leave.
Hey, they were taking care of you. At least they were looking out.
And I had to promise my husband I would not randomly pick up stray cats.
Even though you tried.
I've touched Fig's tail twice, and I touched another one on the head.
Yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? He tricked me. I thought he was coming up for some pets. I was coming out of the studio over here.
And he hissed?
Well, he hisses. He hissed meows. It's cute. But he was walking towards me on the planter outside, and I was like, oh, he's going to let me pet him. So I'm talking to him, and I go to put my hands out, and he's like, nope, I'm gone. Nope. See you later.
He's a master of trickery.
Yes, he is.
He
just tries to get food out of us. That's all he tries to do.
I think so.
I want to give a quick shout out and good morning to all of our Facebook Live viewers. Gilbert, Mary Jane, Janelle. Nell is, she says, hello, hey sweet girls from the frozen state of Iowa. I'm glad it's you and not me. I cannot handle it. She says, we're all the way up to 2 below 0 now.
Up 2 below.
Yeah, heading for a high above 5. I feel for you. I'm chilly right now. I was saying that I will definitely take this weather over that. Nicole and David, we want to say good morning to all of you.
That's right. David is listening over at Hofstetter, so good morning to everyone
David.
there.
Yeah.
Now, coming up on the show today, we have Madison Mellon. She is going to be here On behalf of Gowan Company, there's this new book, photographic book that's been put out representing agriculture and water in the Yuma community. And it's
awesome.
the photographs and the writing was done by students.
Oh, that is so cool.
And some of them, because it's been a multi-year project, they've already moved on to college. But Madison will be coming in to talk with us about that. And, you know, the Gowan Company is such a phenomenal industry here in Yuma. I was down that way again yesterday. Someone stopped
Go
by.
figure.
They looked to be a little touristy, and she had several kids with her. And they have that globe out front. It's a waterfall. And next to it, it says, please do not touch the globe.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times where it's not turned on. I think little boys, they see it's a giant ball and a sign, do not touch, and they have that little mischief. You can see it on their faces.
Yeah.
But the lady said, what is this building? And I was explaining to her, and I just spoken to an employee because they now also have the Lee Hotel next door that houses several offices.
Oh, okay.
And you have across the street, I think it's scientists across the street. Next door, it's the chemist, and they have multiple departments, HR and everything inside the actual building. And the lady asked me, she said, was it anything? Has it always been that company? I said, no, it was actually the post office. I go, there's a little placard on the corner of the building if you'd like to go read it. Here, I'm doing my daily tours.
Yes, you are.
On Main Street.
But you know what? I'm glad that we're able to, you know, our Yuma has such rich history. And I remember when it was the post office, it was always kind of quiet in there, and it was kind of scary. It kind of reminded me of when you go into the bank on, Harry Potter. That's what it reminded me of, like when you go into the bank with all the, Gringotts. It was really kind of dim in there. You really had the lighting just from the windows. And I remember as a kid, because I lived down in that area, going in there and, mailing something or getting stamps and things. It was always quiet to me, but it's just, like I said, there's so much history here.
I love the architecture of it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's such a different era. And you have the Gandolfo building downtown. And it's so interesting. I'm fascinated by that. And in my hometown too, it's now the Safford City Annex, but it was the library for years, kind of the same thing. It's just this larger building, and I would spend so much time there. It was on the way home from school, and I would stop by and check out my books. And I think that's where my son kind of, developed his affinity for reading too. But when my mom was little, it was the Oddfellows home, and my grandparents ran it. And they took in veterans, and the Rebecca's was another social organization, and they would provide blankets and people in the community. So, a lot of time I go back, and families in the Safford area, it's kind of like the Gowan building here.
Yeah.
People like pictures in front of that.
Well, yeah.
And this gentleman walked across the street, and him and my mom got to talking, and she said, I used to live here. I think from 2 to 3.5 or 2 to 4.
Wow.
And she remembers certain things because, basements, especially in those older buildings, can be scary. And she said that it had a very narrow stairway, and my grandma didn't like to go down it. So she would send the kids down to bring up canned food items.
She would send the kids down there because she was scared.
Exactly. So,
funny.
and having not been there that day, I never would have heard that story that she had with this gentleman. So I love the history. But Madison Mellon will be coming in now, throwing in a little history and trivia. Today is also National Trivia Day.
Okay.
Woo-hoo. And we've talked about, I think, the Gowan building or the post office. Is that from 1934?
I don't know the actual.
I've seen that placard so many times, but I don't recall what it says. Maybe someone can actually help us out on that. But I have some trivia for you today.
Oh goodness. Okay, here we go.
They're not very difficult.
Okay.
The Eagles mentioned an Arizona town in their hit "Take It Easy." What was the name of the town? If you're standing on a corner.
Winslow.
There you go. See, I
was sitting here trying to sing.
I know you
I know you're like
Now this, some of our older generation listeners might know this. I only know it because my mother-in-law lived in Florence for a number of years.
Oh, good. So you're gonna stump me.
Well, we went to the Casa Grande ruins and stuff, but this gentleman was popular. He was a movie actor that was killed in a car accident in Florence in 1940. His name was Tom Mix.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of him at all?
No.
I only know him because there's statues and stuff down there.
Never heard of
All
him.
right, now because I know you love rose bushes. Which Arizona city is home to the largest flowering rose bush in the world?
Oh, I have.
The world! Tombstone.
Oh, really?
Yep. And you might know this. What river runs through or flows through the Grand Canyon?
The Colorado.
There you go. See? You just absorbed this information
Yes,
without
I do.
even knowing it. And what hotel in Arizona landmark is nicknamed the Jewel of the Desert? Now think grand hotels in the state of Arizona.
I have no idea.
The Arizona Biltmore.
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, well, see, now you need
Now
to
I
do
know.
research.
Yes, I will go look that up to
And
figure that out.
What city was the capital of Arizona Territory before it became a state? Starts with a P. Not Peoria. Not Phoenix. Not Pima.
Just say it, Jennifer.
Prescott.
See, I don't know the answers.
Now
I don't know Arizona history.
This
I'm
is
good with Yuma.
a little trivia that might be of interest to a lot of people. This Arizona county has a larger land area than New Hampshire, Delaware, and New Jersey combined.
I don't know,
That's
because there's
big.
some really large ones in there.
It's Coconino County, and it's
I would have never guessed that.
18,567 square miles, and it's the second largest county in the United States.
Wow.
Do you know what the first is? Anita, what about you?
She's going to stump you now.
San Bernardino.
Oh, is it really?
Yes,
I
it
did
is.
not know that.
It is.
I did
There you
not
go.
know that.
Do either of you know what the state mammal is? Now, Anita's not from here, so I'll give her pass, but you've gone through Arizona state history in school.
Really?
Yeah.
Did I?
I know that.
Do you know how long ago that was, Jennifer?
It's required to graduate.
The saguaro cactus is no.
But it's not a
The
mammal.
Palo Verde is the state tree.
Okay,
give us the
the state
answer.
mammal is the ringtail, and it's a relative of a raccoon.
Oh, okay.
How many ringtail do we see here on a daily basis?
I would have said, if you would have said bird, I would have said cactus wren.
You're right, the cactus wren is the state bird. What's the Arizona state reptile?
A snake.
It is a snake.
The rattle.
Did you know?
The rat.
It is
Diamond-
a type of rattlesnake.
Is it the
Not-
diamondback?
Nope, not a diamondback. It's a ridge-nosed rattlesnake. You're both going to get this. The state gemstone.
Turquoise.
There you go. Anita got that one. All right, and
I'm not good at
see,
trivia.
I had a couple other projects going on this morning, like 14 at one time, which is normal.
Yeah.
And I was going to try and pull the audio for the Arizona State song.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And it's called Arizona, and it's
It
written
is.
by Margaret Clifford and Maurice Blumenthal. But again, I didn't have time to grab the audio, and Teresa was busy too. Now, the highest point in Arizona, it's Humphreys Peak, and it's 12,633 feet.
I would have never guessed.
I would have said San Francisco. I would have been wrong.
That is up there, and I think Mount Graham is third or fourth on the list. That's in my hometown. Now, I've actually been to this next place, but in preparation for the 1969 moon landing, astronauts trained at which location in Arizona because of the similarity to the moonscape?
Oh, out here,
And
YPG.
you might have actually been there, Anita, taking Joe back and forth to NAU. Meteor Crater, it's east of Flagstaff. I went there junior or senior year on a journalism trip. That's when I went ice skating, and we got to go to Meteor Crater and Sunset Crater.
Wow.
And I know you'll get this last one. I'd be willing to bet money on it. What item was purchased from England and rebuilt in Lake Havasu in 1971?
The bridge.
Oh,
Which bridge?
the
Falling down.
London Bridge.
You're
All
so
right.
funny.
It's Trivia Thursday.
I don't like that. Let's not do those again. We're not doing anything for my confidence today.
Well,
Your clues are they're very helpful, but definitely
very helpful. Now you're going to go find out what other cities start with P in Arizona. All right, we are going to go ahead and take a break. Is Janice in there ready to go on the
She
contest
is.
line?
Ready.
All right, we are going to give 3 winners each one pair of tickets to You Got Lucky tribute to Tom Petty. The show is tomorrow at Coke Casino in the River Room. You have to be at least 21. Tickets are valued at $20 for the pair. Callers 1, 2, and 3 at 343-0993. Each win a pair of tickets. We're going to go ahead and take a break here on Today in Yuma. The show is brought to you by Classic Accounting. They are locally owned and operated, and they're a full-service accounting firm. They do taxes, payroll, and bookkeeping. Let them help your business. Call 343-1040.
And Sprague Sports is Yuma's hunting and shooting headquarters, family owned and operated since 1956. You can find them on 32nd Street next to Lowe's or at Spragues.com.
And quick refrigeration. Tomorrow is what?
Free Filter Friday.
That's right. Take your old air filter into 190 West 10th Street, and they will give you a free 1-inch standard air filter. That's quick refrigeration. Visit getcoldquick.com.
And Advocate Pest and Wildlife Services are locally owned and have been providing pest control services in the Yuma area for over 20 years. You can give them a call at 928-343-9149 or message them on Facebook or Instagram, and the phone number is, they make it easy on Instagram. You can just click a little button that says call. If you forget that number, you can do it right there.
Woohoo! All right, this is Today in Yuma on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and the FTS Automotive Facebook Live feed. We'll be back after the break.
Do you know what Yuma was called before it was called Yuma?
Colorado City?
Nope.
And the FTS. Arizona City?
Arizona
Okay.
City.
I think Colorado City was also, is that, I swear we had a Colorado City.
There, it was, but Arizona City was what it was called.
Hello. We are going to go ahead and put you in that middle chair right there.
All right.
Now, are you going to be Madison or Maddie?
Madison.
Okay.
I mean, you can do either, but nobody really calls me Maddie anymore.
Alrighty. Did you bring the book?
No, I didn't. Was I supposed
Well,
to?
I saw it. Danielle showed me the book the other day, but they have not had the opportunity to see the fine
Actually-
work of art that it is. Did you?
I'm part of the Yuma Historical Society.
Oh,
I'm on the board,
so you got to see
and so we helped
make
with
it
the
happen?
process. Yes.
Oh, very cool.
So we were able to see it over a year ago now.
Yeah, and I just got to see it the other day. We've been doing it since my freshman year. It was supposed to be like a
2014.
one-year project, and now
Right.
it's like 4 years later. But
Right.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
There's one more set of tickets. Janice is at the phone. Call 343-0993, and you might be that winner.
These two
Thank you.
will get discouraged when they get they probably got their winners if they get the big busy signal.
Are you in college now?
Yes.
Okay. Like I thought you graduated.
I
2.5 minutes. Your brother says good morning.
Good morning, Ace. And that's all the trivia I have. I didn't put any more.
Throw it in the garbage.
I do have some.
You should have gave me time to study.
Would you like some spaghetti trivia?
No, I would like some spaghetti.
What was
We had
the
time to study.
first?
It was called high school.
Ooh, I have another
You
trivia
know how long
question.
ago that was?
What was the
Geography.
first bridge to cross the Colorado?
The first bridge? Was it the Ocean?
1915. Believe it or not, here in Little Old Yuma.
And it connected the two. The first time, otherwise by water access was the only way you could get to there.
See if I could find what date was on the post office, but it's not in here.
She goes,
Callers or operators are standing by.
I still get stumped on Yuma as a port of entry. I shake my head every time I hear that.
That what?
Yuma, a port of
I know.
entry.
I hear doors. Do we have another guest?
Nope.
I think we have a prize winner.
I changed the top but not the bottom today.
I was like,
Right there,
See,
lady.
that's when I got sidetracked with hey, check
oh,
streaming.
you didn't tell me the answers were right here.
They're not.
Oh.
It's just part of the question.
I think.
Got a winner?
The first caller is
Oh.
already here.
Oh, wow.
James or Enrique?
James or Enrique? Enrique.
Alrighty, Enrique.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Do I need to move this, or is it fine?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead
no,
and pull it
pull it
up
up
close to
towards
you.
you.
Oh, whoops.
Got to pull the whole thing. And that
There you
thing's been pretty wonky today. It's been like moving up on its own.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
it needs, the tension needs to be adjusted against. Bring it low.
Okay, there we
Otherwise,
go.
you're like, hi.
That works.
Ready? Yep. Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Teresa.
We are here live on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and the FTS Automotive Facebook live feed. We have one pair of tickets left.
Yes.
Janice is at the phone lines right now, standing by. Call 343-0993 for that last pair of You Got Lucky tribute to Tom Petty tickets at Cocopah Casino tomorrow. Must be at least 21 to win.
Yes, because it is at the casino.
All right, next in with us, we have Madison Mellon. Thank you for stopping by.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Now, are you still on holiday break from college?
I am. I have about a week and a half left, and I'm soaking it all up.
Where will you be heading back to?
I go to Texas A&M University
Okay.
in College Station.
That's what I thought. So, how's the weather up in Texas right now?
I heard it was pretty cold, which it snowed the other day, and that was pretty random, but it was really fun. It was a good study break.
My cousin's there, and her post the other day says, and it's snowing again.
Yeah.
It's weird that you can go from these extremes of the heat to the snow. Much, I'm from
Yeah.
Stafford in southeast Arizona, and the same thing happens there.
Yeah.
All right, well, we have you here today, Madison, because a new book is out, and you were involved as along with many other high school students in the Yuma community. It's been kind of a labor of love over several years.
Yeah.
Putting this book together. Tell us about it.
Well, I actually was first contacted to be a part of it when I was a freshman in high school, so it's been 4 years now. And the whole point of it was just to kind of show what water is used for in Yuma County. There's a lot of things that people don't realize that water is used towards, and if we didn't have it, we wouldn't really be able to do anything here, agricultural-wise. So it's been a long process, but it's been really fun, and we kind of all pitched in our own parts. We didn't really do much together. We had meetings together, and we learned how to do things together, but all the photography things were really on our own. So, and then we just kind of put it all together, and then the book came together, and it turned out pretty good, I think so.
Well, I was able to see a copy the other day. Danielle over at the Gowan Company showed me one when I was just randomly walking outside the building. She had called me that day to schedule the interview for today, and she says, I have one with me, so I was able to take a look at it. And a lot of people, they know that water is essential to our area. It's one of the huge topics, especially involving the desert Southwest and the western portion of the United States. The water rights, just so many different things taking place. But look at how our agriculture operates. It just would not be possible at all. And I know that sounds so obvious, but there's a lot of people that don't realize how much goes into that involving the water.
Oh yeah, it's so true.
And how important it is to our community.
Yeah.
If we didn't have all of the agriculture that we have here, it would be devastating to our community.
Yeah, and not just our community. I mean,
all over.
Yeah,
exactly.
all over. If we're supplying 90% of the world's lettuce and vegetables in the winter, that would really take a toll on all the population.
Yes,
so
yes,
people
it
don't really
certainly would.
realize that.
Now, as far as the book goes, as the students, you guys did your own photography and you wrote the articles, correct?
Yes. Yes, just the little captions on every paper, or on every page, just kind of telling a little background story of what the picture entails and all of that. So.
And whose idea was it, and what was the reason for it? Was there a reason, or just to kind of put the spotlight on it? What exactly
To my understanding, it was the Jessen family. They actually came across a book that Leland Forrester had produced out of California, and it just was kind of showing agriculture, and it was a picture book, and they really enjoyed it, and they thought, hey, we're on the verge, not on the verge of losing our water rights, but it's been up in the
fight for them.
Yeah, it's been up in the air for a long time now, and so they were like, this is one way where we can really show people, especially people in authority, how important it is here, and how better of a way to do it than with our youth. So they kind of, I think they reached out to Leland Forrester, who was the professor over in California, and he's the one who kind of taught us what to look for in pictures and how to adjust our camera settings and all of that, and he really set us up with how to picture these things in a way that people can really connect with them and see them as a beautiful way and understand everything that water is used for.
Well, it's a photojournalistic approach to it because people can take photos all day, but photos also tell stories.
Yeah.
So there's different things that you can have the subjects do in the photos. If you're just capturing candids, it's really interesting. Amber comments on Facebook, water is so important to take it for granted. Mm-hmm. And I think if you look back at least probably the last 10 years, people will put together a list that they think are the biggest issues affecting Yuma County. Water is always on that list.
Yeah, it's so true because if we didn't have it, it would be so different here. I couldn't even imagine.
And you come from an agricultural family.
I do. I'm a fourth-generation farmer here in Yuma County. My great-grandpa started farming in 1945, so
you definitely understand the importance of that.
Yes, we've been here for a long time.
And the farming industry itself has just changed exponentially.
Oh, of course.
I'm going to say even over the last 20 years, compared to when you think, well, you haven't even been around 20 years.
almost.
Let's just think back to how things used to be. You kind of had the concept of the small town farm or this and that. And Yuma's anything from small town anymore, but it's just changed a lot. I'm glad to see, though, in this day and age that we do still have the family-owned farms because a lot of that seems to be going away.
Yeah.
You have these large corporations and groups coming in that are taking over different things, but you guys are you're the backbone of agriculture.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I actually was driving here this morning and I saw my uncle standing out in the middle of a field and I was waving at them. I was like, oh, hey guys! They were all out there and I was like, Dad, where are you? Your brothers are out there.
and like Amber said,
being from Yuma, we kind of take for granted the jewel that we really have here with our agriculture community and what goes on here on a regular basis. Even throughout the summer, they grow different things out in the fields, or they're prepping them and getting them ready. But growing up, we're so used to seeing all of this, so we don't realize how important it is, to not only to us, but like you said, to all over. It's nice, my cousin, she lives out of town, and she loves when she goes and it says it's packaged or grown right in Yuma. She's like, I'm from there,
That started happening to me this year because I've never left home before, but at my grocery store in Texas, I was buying some dates and it said they were packaged in Yuma, and I was like,
You kind of felt a sense of victory?
Yeah, so I'm kind of excited to go back in the winter time and see my own lettuce on the shelves.
Oh,
That'll
cool.
be something.
That'll be really cool.
Well,
That'll be exciting.
My family's in Southeast Arizona, and I'll tell my dad, okay, look for these labels. Read it too. I go, you have to support Yuma. I go, that's where I live now too. That's my second home.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
So
but
funny.
it's funny though, because we are the winter vegetable capital of the world, and you see the prices of things in different places.
Yeah.
People are like, $4 for a head of lettuce. I'm like, not here.
Well, no, we're the winter vegetable capital, but like I said, during the summer, there's a lot of these farmers. They have big companies that come in and ask for specialty growing.
Yes.
There, different types of things. I know that there's a well-known beer company that that leases some farmlands every so often here.
Is it for the barley?
Yeah, because this is stuff that can't be grown anywhere else,
Yep.
So I think it's fantastic that this book is able to highlight and spotlight Yuma in that way. Is there a way for the community to see this book or buy the book?
Yes, this Saturday there's actually a book signing at the Jack Mellon Mercantile downtown at the Sanguinetti House, and it's from 1 to 3 p.m. and the books are on sale for $30. But if it's not this weekend, my mom, Amanda Mellon, actually owns Dandy Home and Ranch on 16th Street, and they have the books for sale all the time. And they're $36 there, but definitely worth it. We sell a lot. I've been working for her, and so many people come in with questions, and it's so fun to get to tell them, oh yeah, I was part of this, and kind of explain to them what it's about. And it's almost always a selling point. So
that's good.
The big point of contention I have with your mom is she didn't open that store about 11 years ago because my mother-in-law lived next door.
Oh, really?
I could have gotten into so much trouble. Especially when they'd be talking guy stuff, or I'd be like, I'll be back in a second. Where are you going? Don't worry.
An hour or two passes and she's barely walking back.
Yeah.
She's been dreaming it up for a long time, but when I left for college, it kind of was the perfect time for her to open. So
Now, are you the baby?
I'm the oldest.
Are you the oldest?
Yes,
Okay.
but I'm the only girl, and so now she just has a couple boys at home, and they're pretty busy with school and sports and livestock, so she was like, this is the perfect time, and plus then I don't have time to be sad about you being gone.
This is where I'm kind of like the social media stalker because, I follow her mom and stuff on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm like, I love your dorm room. The decor is phenomenal.
Oh my gosh, well thank you.
See, now normally people are like, I saw you on Facebook, so I'm like, oh, I totally saw your dorm room.
Oh, well, thank you. It's very cozy. A lot of people say that. They come in and hang out with me.
All right, now Madison Mellon is with us today, and they're having a book signing from 1 to 3 this Saturday at the Jack Mellon Mercantile at Sanguinetti House.
Yes.
And that's located on which street?
On Madison.
Madison?
Okay.
It is. It's
I don't know where
Madison.
it's at, but I always forget which one of the signs.
Madison is Mellon, all in one.
There you go. There you go. All right. And is there any online presence where people can just go kind of check it out? Maybe they're out of state and they want to order a copy. How can they do so?
I'm not sure. My mom does ship.
Okay.
But actually through the whole thing we have going this weekend, I'm not sure.
Okay, well, we will find that information out for you.
We'll find it out.
Because I know we have a lot of Yuma people that have moved elsewhere, but they still like to have that connection back to their hometown
yeah,
or their
of course.
community. That's important.
Yes.
All right, our guest today, Madison Mellon. Thank you so much. We're glad you took time during your busy holiday break.
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
Heading back to Texas A&M very soon. All right, we are going to take our Lotus Day Spa and Salon selfie with Madison out in the courtyard. We'll be back with Today in Yuma after this. The show is brought to you by Classic Accounting. Let them take the stress out of doing your business payroll taxes. Classic Accounting is locally owned and operated. They opened their doors in 1986, and now they have 2 locations in Yuma to serve you. Call them to schedule your consultation today at 343-1040.
And Sprague Sports is home of Yuma's only indoor shooting range, and they're your hunting and shooting headquarters. You can find them on 32nd Street next to Lowe's.
And Quick Refrigeration. Not only are they family owned and operated, they are the folks that I use when I need my heating and cooling unit looked at. They've been serving the Yuma area since 1955. You can visit getcoolquick.com.
And Advocate Pest and Wildlife Services have been servicing the Yuma area for over 20 years. They're licensed with the Arizona Game and Fish Department for safe, humane wildlife relocation. You can give them a call at 928-343-9149, message them on Facebook or Instagram.
But wait, before we leave with Madison, Amber says water trivia because it's trivia day. Did you know there's the same amount of water on Earth as there was when the Earth was formed?
Ooh.
There you go. All right, we'll be back after this on Today in Yuma.
That's one I would have never guessed.
Nor would I have.
All right.
That's kind of gross, actually.
The Earth is it's a natural processor.
We're going to come
Pure
right
fire.
on here. That way we get out of the sunlight. Right in here. All right. Taste the wash and the water. Ready?
Smile.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
It's nice to
I
meet
know, you
you.
too. Tell your mom we said hi.
Oh, I
We
will.
need to do a field trip down there.
yeah.
I'm on my way there. We're doing inventory. It's,
Oh, that's...
we'll be open on the 10th, though, so come see us.
All right, see you later, Madison. Be safe.
Amber says you're drinking dinosaur water.
And you see, that's why I don't like the taste of water.
Oh, stop. Don't give her
I
any
had
more
some this morning
ammunition.
at home and then in my office here. Hello, Brittany and Marcy, Myra, Shannon, Sandra. You just gave the tickets away that kept the paper for me,
Yes.
right? Okay, very cool.
I thought, keep it together.
Yes. I often struggle.
Which is why you need a Culligan reverse osmosis.
And I have one.
That's so funny.
My brother's back. He was gone, now he's back.
He was taking a break when we took a break.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Now that's the time when you tune in.
Yeah, that's true.
Is your back bothering you?
No, my hands are cold,
Oh.
so I'm leaning on them.
You just have the posture. You know the
Yeah,
posture.
I'm leaning on my hands because they're cold. I was all excited. I was like, "Oh, it's nice this morning" when I left, and then I opened the door after the sun comes out, and I'm like, "Ooh,
This is nice.
it is nice." I'm trying not to complain, but I am. So I got my hands. I just need to warm up my hands.
I have mittens next door.
I'm not gonna put mittens on.
I have fingerless
I've
gloves.
only had to wear gloves one time, and that's when we went to the haunted house, the Fright Before Christmas. That, and then I ended up taking one off because I was filming the whole thing. I was gonna upload it, but I'll have to show it to. I'll let Anita watch it, but it's hard to see because it's dark, and I didn't want to keep the light on the whole time. Because I wanted it to be scary. So you cut, like, some of the really scary stuff, like where they had the lights on, you can see stuff, but most of the time it's like, ah! You
can edit it together.
Yeah, we could, but it's, yeah. It was funny. And I don't know how many times Karma said, I peed my pants! All right, are you ready? Ready, Freddie?
Yep. Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Teresa.
We are here live on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and the FTS Automotive Facebook Live feed.
Yeah, we got our winners, didn't we?
We did. We want to say congratulations to James, Enrique, and Jillian.
Jillian.
Where you look kind of confused. on
Well,
that
it looks
one.
like Janice started with a J and then crossed it out and put a G, and I think she changed the G to J. So, yay, Jillian!
Yay! Well, thank you all for listening. And you need to come down to the station to retrieve your prize.
That's right. Madison Mellon, thank you so much for coming in. They're having that book signing this Saturday, 1 to 3, at the Sanguinetti House Museum that is located down on Madison. It's going to be a lot of fun. Just a reminder, get your entries in for the Phoenix Suns tickets. We will be drawing that winner tomorrow for tickets to the game on the 12th versus the Rockets. Just text the keyword SUNS, S-U-N-S, it is plural, to 928-343-0993 by noon tomorrow. That's the magic time.
And if you are not the lucky winner of those tickets, you can always listen to the show right on our sister station, which we're broadcasting on both stations right now, but on Outlaw Country.
That's right. And I presented some false information to you. I said I wasn't going to give you any more trivia.
Oh gosh, here we go.
But it's not so much of a you must supply an answer.
Okay.
Lemons made their way to the United States with the help of Catholic missionaries and were planted in Arizona and California. Did you know that?
No, but I appreciate it because I love lemons.
Yes, and we have quite a few here, quite a variety.
Yes, we
I
do.
think there's a lot of people still maybe on the opposite coast that aren't aware that we have the citrus that we have here in the Yuma area too.
Yeah, we have a lot of it.
I love when I don't know that anyone's commented this year, but in a few
It's time to get
few
some.
years,
is.
yeah, it's time. A few years back, we did like a little video of the station to share with some of our radio friends.
Yeah.
And they were back in the Midwest and back east, and they were so flabbergasted by a January video outdoors with all our beautiful persons. We have tangelos, oranges, and grapefruit. And
Yep.
Is it 4 trees?
4 trees.
There's 4 trees, and my favorite is the grapefruits. It was funny because when I first started working here, I'm like, you guys don't like grapefruits, and
I do.
So I was like, are they good? They're like, I think so.
Aunt Phyllis wants some. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, we gotta get
she
some
said,
then.
"Do you know where I can get some good grapefruit?" I go, "Let me actually bring you some."
Yeah, and these ones are so good. They're pink grapefruit.
The
and
ruby red.
Yeah, they're really pink and red, and they're delicious. So yeah, it's about time to get them ready. And I love that Anita and Janice and their clan got together last year and were able to do the gleaning for the food bank, because it seems like we've gotten
More fruit.
this year
Yeah.
than we have in the
Well,
past.
it's like once you maintain them or you prune them and you pick that fruit too, you often get a more bountiful crop the next year.
We're gonna
can't
do
wait
it again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She says we're going to do it again, and I can't wait to taste it because I'm sure that it tastes.
Mark Cantwell over at Southwest Lumber says, "I'll trade you some popcorn for some grapefruit."
All right, make it now. I'll go on my lunchtime.
It's a deal.
It's
we
a
want,
deal.
We want it fresh.
If you make it now, I'll be over there in a few minutes.
Now, last year, didn't we get a bin and a half full of those
Yes.
items? Because the food bank brought down the big pallet bins and
They're the watermelon bins. I was so surprised, even though it was, the time it was later in the season, I think, and we had already picked through it. And every time, people come and go, they're like, "Can I grab some?" Of course, grab some. I was surprised to see how much fruit we
We
still
were
had
able to get.
left.
And there was still a lot of fruit on
That
the
you-
tree
yeah,
that we
you
couldn't
couldn't
reach.
reach.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
there are. I think it's lemon groves near my house off 6E.
I think they're lemons
And
too.
they have been right up before Christmas. I don't know with what frequency they're still doing things now, but they were going all day long. They had all the pickers in there, the equipment lined up, and the ladders and stuff. And I see some of those because they're pretty thorny bushes
Very
too.
thorny.
You get all the burrs on the ground underneath.
Uh-huh.
You just have to make sure you wipe your feet off before you walk inside, because we'll go walking that way when we head down to the park or walk by the fields when we're out just enjoying the nice weather, and forget to check our shoes. And I'm the one that steps on it.
Of course.
Because they match the carpet too. We have like a tan carpet.
So would you rather step on that or a Lego?
I'd rather step on a Lego, I think.
Yeah.
Then like the
Those-
goat
yeah,
heads.
the goat heads
Yes.
really
See,
good.
even the smaller Legos, the goat head, I don't know, it's like every single side has a point.
Yep.
It does.
And yes, I know some part has to be pointing down, but it feels like they're all pointing up.
Well, and it's funny because it hurts for a while. Lego usually will go away, pretty instantaneously.
We're discussing the pain levels of Legos and
goat
They're
heads.
pretty close. Don't get me wrong; they are really
Sports.
close. But and that kind of goes back to what we were talking about with Madison is growing up in the Yuma area. It's like, oh, okay, we have all this stuff around, and
can go to anybody's backyard and you have an option of what kind of fruit you want. And it's funny, I get tickled. I always get tickled when I see the winter visitors out, watching the people in the field or out just in awe of what we have here. They're not used to seeing it, and we get, whether we believe it or not, but we get a lot of new winter visitors that have never been here before, so they've never seen any of this. We do want to remind all of the winter visitors or anybody that may be not affiliated with the farmer or the company that they have hired to do the picking of sorts. You need to stay out of those fields.
Yes, there are a lot of restrictions that are now in place that were not even a couple years ago.
Definitely.
And a lot of people we've received information about individuals walking dogs maybe by these fields.
Yeah.
If an animal gets into some of these food fields and they find tracks, we've spoken to different experts before, they will have to quarantine that section of the field and deem what happened. It could cause them to lose so much money.
Thousands of dollars.
If not more, they could lose their crop.
Definitely.
As a result of that. There are just so many restrictions, and you will see that many of them are fenced off now, and they'll have no trespassing posted. It's not just because they're being jerks. Seriously, it's because that's their livelihood.
There's a lot of health regulations now that come along with the farming industry, and I mean, it's even as if they find, if
Bird dropping.
bird droppings. If a bird flew over and left droppings in the field, they have to quarantine a whole section of that field
And test it.
and test it and do all that. It really is a lengthy process. So as much as I know you guys enjoy our area, but and even if you're walking your animals we have a lot of canal systems and horses and things. Stay out of the fields because it really is detrimental to these farmers that we keep these fields clean, because they have to follow a health code, and if they find any kind of tracks or anything like that, then that's where all of the work begins in trying to quarantine and make sure none of the crop was contaminated and things. It really is a lengthy process, so it's best to view it from afar if you can stand across the street,
And it's an interesting process.
It is a very interesting process.
You grew up here. I've lived here for 25 years, I think.
You're a human.
And it's quite a process to see. I'm from Southeast Arizona. I know I've said that several times today, but we have a few different crops that are grown there. It's a huge agricultural community there also, but it's cotton and alfalfa, and I don't really know the food crops that are grown there. I just remember the ones that were obviously really visible, and I had friends and family that were in both of those industries. And my grandpa in one of the other communities adjacent to Safford, he was a pig farmer. Then he moved to Texas and had a lot of land farming pigs. So, I've grown up around it, and it's just, it's so different than it was even back then. One of my favorite stories that John Phipps, retired Yuma County Sheriff John Phipps, shared many times during our years on the radio was, good morning, Sheriff. He's watching on Facebook Live there. Sometimes there were incidents, and they would make reference to them being winter visitors because they would see the out-of-state plates on a vehicle pulled over to the side, and they would help themselves to some produce, whether it was lettuce or whatever else. And this was the case one day. Some people were out helping themselves to a couple items right off the roadway, and a little further down, they had left their motorhome. Well, one of the foremen went ahead and went to the motorhome, and the owners came back, and he was making a sandwich inside. And what are you doing? He's like, well, you were helping yourself to our stuff, so we thought we'd help ourselves to your stuff. So think of it in that perspective. It's like it is still theft. And many of these people are so awesome. If you were to walk by while they're doing stuff,
they'll probably offer you some.
Talk to a foreman. We have friends that or neighbors that work in that industry, and they'll say, I have some broccoli. You want some? And we've got farmland over in California, and when my father-in-law was still with us, he'd bring me buckets of cantaloupe and say, the foreman gave them to me, and he said I can only eat so much. And this was over 20 years ago. But still, they're very generous and nice, but please don't take it upon yourself to help yourself.
Definitely.
And don't walk out in the fields.
No, definitely. And one of the things I encountered on the way to my mother-in-law's, there's I passed probably 4 or 5 fields, and right now it's time for them to be picked, and they're right off of a major roadway, and you're right next to the traffic. You have the buses that bring all the workers in. You have all the farm equipment. So definitely want to take your time and be careful. And a lot of times too, there may be a lot of mud and things.
It could get slippery. Just definitely want to be careful, take your time, and give them their respect, because they're out there doing the jobs that we don't want to do.
Right.
It is back-breaking work.
And from both sides of that, when it's fresh, the mud is wet, but when it dries, if you're not careful, you could lose traction too when you're on those roadways.
Definitely.
And they try and be very cognizant and responsible with that, but they're using large machinery, and it's this constant movement because of the amount of fields that we have in our community.
Sometimes they can leave big mud boulders.
And remember, again, we're not here to be super preachy today,
No.
but when it comes to agriculture,
It's important.
We need to share the roadway with these individuals. And years ago, this is one of the taglines: "Let's help keep America's food chain moving."
Yeah,
It's true.
It really is.
And speaking of traffic, there will be traffic restrictions, one lane closed eastbound and westbound on Interstate 8. I think it's pretty much from 16th Street to the state line through Friday. I got stuck in that yesterday. I don't normally come home that way.
Yeah.
And I got stuck down there, and ADOT said, as far as we know, that's also going to be taking place today and then Friday. So it just slow downs.
Yeah.
It looks like it's a bad accident, but hopefully that will not be the case. But yesterday they were starting to remove some of the barriers, I think just to allow more flow overnight. But you have the semis coming out of that way station right there, and that's where the large bottleneck occurs on the eastbound.
Yes, definitely. And also you posted about a road closure that the Yuma County Water Users was involved with on Highway 95 in County 14 and a half. That actually is open now and clear.
Good.
But I'm sure they're installing new power lines in that area, so I'm sure there's still crews on scene. So just be careful in that area.
That's right. We are going to go ahead and take a break here on Today in Yuma on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and to all those watching on the FTS Automotive Facebook Live feed, thank you so much. We'll be back after this break. We'll talk about the Helping Hands Valentine Bazaar, so we can get vendors for that lined up.
Do we still have that picker? You need to put
We do, don't
some
we?
duct tape on the end of it, though, so we can pick some of those. I'll go down there and I'll pick up popcorn on the way back.
Okay, well, because he's making it fresh.
I know.
Asking you shall receive popcorn. I'd rather snuggle that little cutie of his. He's so sweet. Fatherhood looks good on him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you see we have at least 1 or 2 days of 80 degrees next week.
Do we really? No, I
It
haven't
hit
looked at
80
the...
day before yesterday when I was heading home.
I believe that. Yeah, it was it. But yesterday was chilly because of the cloud.
Right at 80. I don't know that it will go much past that. Yeah, yesterday it dropped and got pretty chilly for a little bit because it got overcast. Yeah, I was down on Main Street, and then when I got home, Jeff came out and he's like, "Why is it so dark?" It's overcast.
You know what, too? I turned it on early. I turned the heater on early because I was sitting there, and Kevin had all the doors open, and like, my feet are freezing. And then all of a sudden he's like, I had shut all the doors, and he's sitting there, and he goes, "Did you turn the heater on?" I was like, "Yes." Yes, I sure did, because I am cold.
I think someone off of 5E, I think that's what I read on the Nextdoor app, someone's composting.
Oh, that's what they were talking about with the city.
It's bad, and it's more noticeable in the evening, and because I do want to open the doors and have, let the fresh air and let the cat out.
The city was talking about that earlier. Greg was addressing it. They've, you're allowed to do personal composting, but that's more on an industrial level.
Or a commercial.
And commercial, and they were talking about how they wanted to start some business. Well, it's not zoned for that.
Yes.
So he has 10 days to comply, and then if not, he has another 10 days, this is your last chance. So they're on it, and they've been
And I knew they
visited.
were, because when people started posting the department and the contact person, they said, please express your concerns about it. But there's times, and it's not always the same smell, because as that stuff kind of continues to, I don't know.
Biodegrade.
Yes. Rot.
Biodegrade.
Well,
But it's not, if you're composting the right way, there's no odor to it.
Yeah.
No, and
There really isn't.
but Lucy brought a good point. She goes, some of that can spontaneous combust.
It
There's gases
can.
involved
It
and things.
can.
So
Well,
they're
they have the little
taking care of it.
composting area over at the Moody Garden, the U of A Moody Garden. It has no smell
Yeah,
at all.
exactly.
Again, because it's done right. There's a proper amount of the...
Well, and you're aerating, and there's a process
it
to
is maintained properly. You're not like, let me throw a bunch of stuff in a pile and see what can go on.
Yeah, because
But
we compost.
Yeah, well, we were watching TV, and on the show, something started smelling because they were talking about it, and I said, it's almost like we have smell-o-vision. And Jeff's like, what? I go, it's that weird composting smell. He goes, you're right. Let's close that door.
Yeah.
Well, when we start blaming the cat,
I was like, Eli, what? Did you come in here? Did you crop dust us? No, Mom. And then he'll try and blame his dad.
We have a dog that
do you?
It's gassy.
she's so foul.
And they're usually rather pungent.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So one day I had my husband on one side and the dog on the other. Yes,
You're
I'm
like,
calling
"We
you
both
out
go
this
outside."
time.
This is why you get called out.
Now this time I can get called
it's not
out.
on air.
He's probably like, I own that though. I'll take credit.
You ready?
Yep. Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Teresa.
We are here live weekdays from 9 to 10 on both Z93 and Outlaw Country. You can also stream us online at monstermediayuma.com. You can see both logos in each corner. You can just click on one where it says Listen Live and pick your poison there. Coming up after our show on Z93, you can enjoy the Bob and Sherry Show or Outlaw Country. It's your favorite classic country music. Now, you can also follow us on Facebook Live. Even after the show,
Yes.
you can go to monstermediayuma.com, click on the Today in Yuma tab, and you'll see today's video. And you can also, we've been uploading to YouTube. We have a Monster Media channel, and you can spot our logo. It's the big yellow and purple
It comes
M.
up pretty easily.
And if you want to go back and watch any of the older issues, you can. Otherwise, they're on my page under the albums. Just look for videos.
Yes, and just a little tip or hint. You definitely want to be watching on Facebook Live tomorrow. During our show, we have a special treat for you. And then, once we end the show, there will be a really, really special treat here at the station. So we will be Facebook Living it all. So definitely want to, if you're not subscribed to Jennifer's Facebook Live, I know you can subscribe to, get notifications when somebody goes Facebook Live. It's probably a good idea to do so. We do a lot of field trips. We do a lot of fun things out in the community. And we try to document it and share it with everybody. But definitely tomorrow's a day you will probably want to tune into Facebook Live.
And if you have something going on in the community, let us know about it.
Yes.
If our schedules allow, we will do our best to get down and check it out. And, we've done several things at the Yuma County Library. The reptiles are probably one of the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
Reptiles and the space exploration were huge in 2017, obviously, and we enjoyed the presidential visit.
Yes,
we
we
had the
did.
opportunity to be on the front lines there for that and just witness many different things in the Yuma community. So go to that Today in Yuma page again at monstermediayuma.com. There's a quick little form. Fill it out. Let us know what you have going on, and we will certainly do our best.
Yes, definitely.
All right, now there's an event coming up in February. Helping Hands of Yuma is having a Valentine's gift bazaar and vendor expo. Making up
Vindo.
words.
Are you going to
Vindo.
open the window?
with my jingleberries.
With your jingle
There you
berries.
go. It's a fundraiser, and they're looking for vendors. Now, they have over 30 booth spaces available for small vendors, home businesses, and crafters. And it takes place Saturday, February 10th, Teresa's birthday.
Yes, it is.
From 10 to 1, it will be at the main library. The event is open to the public, and it's a great opportunity to promote your home business. It's the perfect setting for that. Vendor registration is in advance only, and the spaces are $35. That is a great value for the location and the event.
For the exposure you're getting, that is definitely a great value. And, that money goes to a wonderful organization here in the Yuma community.
It does. That's Helping Hands of Yuma. If you'd like vendor information, you can give Amy a call. We love Amy. You can reach her at 928-305-9974, or they do have a website. It's helpingyuma.org.
And what was the time? I know you said it was Saturday, February 10th, but what's the time?
10 a.m. until 1 p.m.
Oh, that's a nice... And you can go down and shop and maybe find something for that special someone.
That's right. And it's free to get in. Just look for some special goodies. The timing is very appropriate.
It is.
And then also in February, this is February 3rd, so less than a month away now.
Less than a month away.
The U.S. Army Yuma Proving Ground is having their 75th anniversary celebration. We'll be talking more about that as it gets closer, having different guests on. And that will be from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. at YPG's Cox Field. Then they're going to have some entertainment. It's going to be a wonderful day full of fun. They will have military free fall school parachute jumps, high performances, jet flyover performed by MCAS Yuma, military equipment displays. Those are always so interesting to see, especially if you've never been.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. These are things you may not get to see on a regular basis, and actually being able to go in onto the Yuma Proving Ground is special in itself.
It is. Now, they do apologize, but no RV parking will be available,
Yes,
because they want to allow more people, more of the vehicles to get in there. If you have any questions, you can call 328-3575. But again, we will be having some representatives on a couple times as we get closer to the event, because 75 years, that's huge.
It is, and there's a lot going on out there, and I think it's a great opportunity for the Yuma community and people, maybe even some of our winter visitors, to get out there and see what we have to offer out there. A little jewel in the desert.
Certainly. All right. This is Today in Yuma on Z93 Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and of course Facebook Live. Tomorrow is
Cat Shirt Friday.
That's right. I've got more.
Oh goodness.
No.
You said you were only going to go a year. It's time to start recycling.
I went a year, but I had bought more than a year's worth, obviously. So just a couple. I can probably make it to February, I think.
Oh my goodness.
That's my objective there. Get your cat shirts ready or your selfies with your pets, and we'll have a pretty fun prize pack ready to go tomorrow. We will see you then, and don't forget a special little something coming during the show and after.
Yes.
Here on Today in Yuma. Brought to you by Classic Accounting, Sprague Sports, Quick Refrigeration, and Advocate Pest and Wildlife Services. Don't forget to go later to MonsterMediaYuma.com and check out our Lotus Day Spa and Salon Selfie Gallery. You can find Madison Mellon in today's gallery. This is Today in Yuma, KCYK Yuma and KLJZ Yuma. Bye, everyone.
All right.
Thanks, Anita.
See you tomorrow.